to defend our land against the excesses and ravages of Fulani terrorism and the hegemonic tendencies of the Sokoto Caliphate. For years, our mothers have not been able to go to the farms. Our daughters are being raped and cut into pieces. Everybody is aware of what transpired at Nimbo, at Ozo Wani, what is happening right now in Delta, what is also happening in Ebonyi State, and also in parts of Abia. We cannot allow it to continue. We have cowards and spineless, lily-livered idiots as governors. They have given over our land to the Janjaweed to occupy in perpetuity. This very generation, this very IPOB will not tolerate it. Not now, not tomorrow, not ever. We would rather all perish and die than to allow our land to be taken over by the Janjaweed. It cannot happen. This is a warning to all the governors who are conspiring due to one political consideration or the other to give our land to infidels and blood-sucking demons from the Sahel. It cannot happen, not under our watch. It's not going to happen. Not now, not tomorrow, not ever. Our invaders, we are being told, come from Senegambia. We are being told they come from Mali. Some are from Niger Republic. Some are from Chad, according to the governor of Kaduna State, El Rufai. Therefore, we are setting up the Eastern Security Network to combat the excesses of these vagabonds and criminals from across the Sahel. Along the same lines as Amotekun, and even the ones set up by the terrorists themselves, Mieti Yala. What we are launching today officially before the congregation of a global audience is the Eastern Security Network. Not a Biafran army, no. Anytime this army will march, we shall let the world know. But for now, and for our present purposes, we are there to defend the land of Biafra against these marauders from the Sahel, against a very determined incursion being led by terrorists, Fulani terrorists to be precise. What we are doing is no different from what Amotekun is seeking to achieve in Yoruba land. What we are doing is not far from what Mieti Yala, the terrorists themselves, are seeking to achieve in the northern part of the damnable Zoological Republic.
Hello, good evening, everybody. Good evening, fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom. My name is Mazikim Patrick DK. I want to welcome you to this wonderful evening edition of our conversation. And we are talking about the new dimension of the Biafra agitation, the new dimension that IPOB have taken, the Biafra agitation, which a lot of people are not paying attention to, by the way. A lot of people are underestimating the new phase of the struggle, but we are here to bring it to your attention that the struggle have grown from drinking of milk to chewing of bone, according to Mazi Solomon Peter. And I said myself that it has also turned to drinking of blood, because at this point in time, people are putting their life, young people are putting their life on the line, sacrificing themselves to protect the Eastern region. And we are here to talk about the dimension that IPOB have taken the struggle to by creating the Eastern Security Network And with me is Mazi Solomon Peter, our usual guest. Mazi Solomon, welcome to the program.
Thank you. Good morning from my end here, Mazi Pat. Is my voice coming clearly?
Yes, coming clearly.
Okay, thank you. Good morning from my end here. It's just 9 minutes on top of 7 a.m. Is my time here. And at your own end, it might be different according to your time zone. Good
It's
morning,
9
good
minutes
afternoon.
past 11 p.m.
Okay, thank you, Mazi Pat. I greet Biafran all over the world, lovers of freedom, lovers of Mazin Nandekano, and haters of Mazin Nandekano. I also greet the supporters of ESN, people behind the ESN, people who are making contributions, people who are contributing in different way. Even the people who are doing the logistics or the intelligence, or all intelligentsias and all the leaders and everybody that is behind what is happening at this moment, that looks after what is happening at this moment. Not people who are watching what is happening at this moment, but people who look after it. People who look after it. I'm sending greeting to you. You are great men. You are my heroes. You are my champions. I bring greeting to you. Thank you so much. All the people who are standing up to responsibility at this very time to make sure that what is happening at this very moment as to regard to the launching of a template of Eastern Security Network. I'm bringing greeting to all of you who are on the ground working hard to ensure that n'ozi eziri anwụrụ ọkụ ga-elu eluigwe ntị. All of you who are making sure that what is happening, you follow it, you monitor it, you sponsor it, you support it. I'm bringing greeting to all of you. You are the lovers of Igbo land. You are the lovers of Biafran land. You are the men that we can rely on and they close our two eyes to sleep. Thank you very much. We are not going to waste your time in this very program because it's ongoing. Depends on the level of the preparation of the presenter. So I will not run more than my shadow, but as long as God gives us time, and there was day and there was night, we will be coming here and we will be analyzing things the way it should be analyzed, without any compromise, without any sugar-coated language. We will be telling you things the way it is, because the Bible said to the prophet, he said, write the vision boldly on a rock, so that he that seeth it should run with it. Write it boldly. So our coming here is to write the vision boldly on the wall, so that people who will see it will run with the vision. That's why we are here. So we appreciate you who are coming to this very platform to listen to us. We appreciate you who are sharing this very program at this very moment, because you need to share it. Without you sharing this very program, it will not get to the right hands, to the right people who needed to listen to what we are saying and discussing in this very platform. So do us favor and do the work and do the job of God by sharing this very program. Don't watch it alone, please. Share it with your friends. Share it with your neighbors. Share it everywhere and make sure that everybody get to this very message we're about to preach this very hour. And I have to appreciate that before coming here, I saw our brother Simon Eba online. I don't know if he's starting or if he's finishing. And a man that I love so much again, Methuselah. I also saw him now in the online. So we know that so many Biafrans are online at this very moment, broadcasting and preaching this gospel of peace and justice. So thank you so much. It doesn't matter if you equally will choose to watch us later, or maybe you are busy in another platform, but at any time, please try to share this very program so that it will go viral. Thank you so much. Now we continue from where we stopped last night. We are talking about the revolution that have started. The revolution that have started at the launching of ESN and the 10,000 men as we speak now. We are not talking about the men we have on the ground. We are talking about the men that Mazin Nandekano specifically say that they are under arm as we are speaking right now, that those men are under arm. So these are the people that we are coming here to really analyze what is happening to our people who are still playing game, both in both in the forum of IPOP and the outside IPOP, and some people who has also find the reason to leave, to have left IPOP to establish their own platform, which at this very moment find it convenient that all they need to do to grow their own platform is to campaign against IPOP, to campaign against the leadership of IPOP, is to campaign against ESN. So these are the people that I am actually bringing this very analysis to, because this is not matter of what I have against anybody as an individual, or what I felt anybody has done to me, or what is my quarrel between me and the Mazi part, or what is my quarrel between me and my any member of IPOP, be it a leader, be it not leader. This is not matter of what I have against another person or an individual issue. This is actually an issue that has to do with a race, that has to do with an environment, that has to do with people, that has to do with generation, that has to do with with an area where people call their indigenous home, where people call their home, their ancestral home. So it's something that has to do with Igbo land, something that has to do with Biafra and the people of Biafra, which your uncle, which your sister, your brother, your mother, your relation, Ikunegi, Ikunagi, all those things are connected to what we are saying right now. So it's not the matter of one single individual, or the matter of what I have against one single individual, or because of my antagonizement with one single individual, then I should undermine what is happening that connected everybody. Everybody are together in this very thing that we are discussing here. So now, to move forward with these very discussions, I'm going to give you an instances. Now, these 10,000 men under arm as ESN that we are discussing here, they are men and women like us, like you who has not touched gun, like you who has not gone through the training. They are the same like us, men who has aspiration for life, men who think and reason what they want to use their life to do, men who has visions, men who has dream, men who is like me and you that you are looking at right now. So these are the people that we are talking about. Yesterday I said IPOP escalated the agitations of Biafra that started 2009. 1999. In 2012, their agitation escalated by the emergence of Mazin Nandekano. Right now, as we are discussing, in 2020, ESN was launched, of which both Mazin Nandekano, both you, both me, has committed ourselves has committed ourselves for men to bear arm for our sake. So there was nobody that is excluded in this very risk. Nobody excluded. We are all included, including you that is not IPOP member, including you that has left IPOB, including you that has nothing to do with agitation of Biafra, including you that is a politician, governor, senator, in any way you elite, including Igwe, including all the traditional rulers and their councils, all the people in the village, the born and the unborn children are on this thing. The launching of ESN, men under arm, every one of us is involved. So it's not something that anybody will look at and they turn a blind eyes. It's not something that anybody could look and say nothing is happening. It's not something that anybody could look and say, don't mind them, they are just carrying flag running around the street. We are talking about armed. Egbe na-egbu mmadụ. Egbe that is mass destructions. And these formations did not only hold it by carrying a gun, that so many of them has initiated on how to manufacture, create bullet, how to build gun. So I want you, after I've explained what I have to explain here, I'm going to elevate you. So many of them has been engaged into being trained to know how to republic or how to create a gun, bullet, mass destructive weapons. So we are not talking about men underarmed as men you just carry gun and give. They are men that has gone under the training of knowing how to build bullet, how to build bullet, how to build gun, how to build any explosive. So if you are not getting the message, so very clear. Do you understand? Very clear. There is some videos we will not be able to bring to you on this platform because of some standards and some attacks that are coming from the Facebook. So we want you to understand. If not, we would have showed you some videos for you to see what fire explosion can do and what gun can do when people are handling it. But now we are not talking about people who knows how to shoot or knows how to put bullet in a gun and shoot. We are talking about a formation that can build gun, that a formation that can build bullet, a formation that can build, that are trained to build explosive. Now, when fire started burning, he does not have demarcations. He does not have demarcation that this is the house of this person and this is the house of this person. Once the flame go, the flame continue to consume anything that it meets on its way. When bullet is being released, the bullet keep going. Anything that the bullet meets on his way, he doesn't say, oh, this man go by the side. When bullet go pia, anything on his way until the strength or the range of that bullet is finished. Anything he meet on his way, whether tree, whether goat, whether cow, whether human, whatever, that gun that bullet that went out meets on his way until its range finishes. It pierces through it. It pierces through that thing, whether individual, whether governor. Bullet doesn't know when bullet go out. He doesn't go out, and when he is going, he sees somebody that they say is a governor, and then he will come down and dodge the governor and then continue going. Anything on his way, anything on the way of flame, fire, anything on the way of bullet, it peers into that thing. He doesn't have selection of who is poor and who is a kid and who is a mother or who is a father or anybody. It has no selection of individual or people. So now when we are talking, I want you to understand all these basic things that I am saying here, because we are going to move forward. And if you don't get this basic, when we begin to talk of other things, you will get lost. Now, bullet and the gun is a mass destructive element. Is a mass destructive element. That's the way I said it. When you shoot gun, it will not stop until anything on his way is being cleared. So when you shoot a bullet, he does not know who doesn't want to support Biafra, or who want to support Biafra, or who is supporting Biafra. So we know that all of us are under this very risk. That's what you need to know. Every one of us. No one should be excluded when gun is involved, when explosive is involved, when people manufacturing bullet and gun is involved. So we should know where we are sitting. We should know where we are standing. So you should not be thinking like it is for some people. It is not for you. If you fail to position yourself properly, when the bullet flies, everything on their way is an enemy. Everything on the way of bullet is an enemy to conquer. He doesn't select name or faces. That is what I wanted to establish here. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, 10,000 men are with this armed that we are talking about. 10,000 men. 10,000 men. These are 10,000 men that we need to manage very well. These are 10,000 men that we need to look after. These are 10,000 men that we must make sure that they are constantly on our side. Listen very well. I'm getting slow. I don't want to push as the way it is in my heart. These are 10,000 men we must look after to ensure that they remain on our side 24 hours. These are 10,000 men that should be looked after with caution. With cautions. These are 10,000 men that should be supported in full to ensure that day and night, 24 hours running in a day, that they are on our side. That their job is to do things that put us on a safety. These are 10,000 men that we needed to follow up, make sure we own their operation. We own their operations. 10,000 men we have to look after. Failure to do so, failure to look after these 10,000 men under arm now. We are not talking of people on waiting because there has always been an escalation. There will always be an escalation. Now, my argument this morning, in 1999, a man who was Luke started a struggle for Biafra. And he started this struggle. I want you now to say, to judge with me in my own argument. A child that was born in 1999, how old is that child? Does that child remain the same baby? Does that child remain the same baby that was giving birth at the hospital? Does that child remain the same baby that was breastfeeding at the time of birth? As of this time that we are talking about, does that child remain the same baby that people carry in their arms, that people cleanse their bum? That does that child remain the same baby that people use to help to stand, teach how to crawl? This is my argument this morning. Do you think a child born in 1999, do you think that that child is still the same baby that was sucking milk at the time of birth? This is my argument. Now, check the age from 1999, down to 2020. How old is the child that was given birth to at that time? Use your physical eyes now to go around. People that was born the day and the time in 1999 when this new agitation for Biafra started, how old are they today? What are they doing? Are they independent? Can they reason? Can they think? Are they now member of the society? Are they right now think independently? Can they do things by themselves? Can they reason by themselves? Now, it is the same with every ideology. The same with every ideology. The time you give birth to a singular ideology, it grows over a time. It grows over the time. Like as you can see, when you plant a tree or when you plant anything over the time, you cannot compare that thing you planted in 1999, in 2001. Due to the process of time, that very thing you planted does not, the nature of it, the stature, everything about it does not remain the same. When you plant a mango tree in 1999, by now they are bearing multiple seed, and their seed are also planted somewhere which are growing, that from that time till now when they started bearing seed, they might have also started, the seed they bear might have also started bearing other seeds. That is how life go. As long as an ideology is born, it grow over the time, it escalate over the time, he develops over the time, he matured over the time, he changes and becoming something X and something X over the time. So that is what we should be looking at in this very discussion. In a brief moment, I hit the point and then we come back. Now, the ideology of Biafra has escalated. The ideology of Biafra at this moment we are talking has escalated. And it escalated based on the circumstances that is confronting the people. Listen very attentively. The Fulani people started killing our mothers, our fathers in the farm, and this is the new development. In 1999, it is not seen as the way it's being seen today, as the way it's being seen in 2012. This is a peculiar nature, a different challenge that matured to a very a very good height that can be viewed, that can be seen. Now, the issue of Fulanis, the invaders, the terrorists, the number fourth most dangerous terrorists in the world, the issue of their challenges in our communities, in our farm, is not as it was, is not the way it is today, is not the way it was in 1999, and they also in other subsequent years before 2012 and before 2020. It is a different, it is a different because it is an ideology that is growing, and it will grow worse than what we are seeing today. Now, the challenge of the Fulanis, the challenge of Fulanis killing our mothers, our fathers in the farm is very obvious in this very present time. This is the challenge that are facing the agitators, that is not about facing Nigerian army who doesn't want them to carry a flag, who doesn't want them to agitate, who doesn't want them to lay a complaint of the things that of the things that are not working well in their society. Those ones has been the things of past, because they don't want you to say you don't have light. They don't want you to say you don't have tide road. They don't want you to say you don't have steady electricity. They don't want you to say you don't have health facilities. They don't want you to say that Iguacha seaport is not working, that there is no airport, that there is no airport in which international aircraft can fly direct to the eastern region. All these things, they don't want you to complain. They don't want you to complain there is no job. They don't want you to complain that Nigerian police are brutal to the indigenous people. They don't want you to complain all those ones. So that's why they make an effort to stop you from agitation, to stop you from coming to the street to mention and register your grievances to the government, to address it. So because they are not ready to address any issue regarding the indigenous people, they have stopped you from agitation. When you come to agitate, they will bring gun, they will bring police, they will make arrests, they will kill. We have seen it in different video. We will come with the evidences later. And because they don't want you to complain, they try to stop agitation, they try to stop protests, they try to stop any means to register grievances in Nigeria. But another thing is this: apart from that challenge of the police and Nigeria, heavy-handedness of Nigerian police, and Nigerian army on the indigenes, we also have Fulani challenges confronting us. We also have Fulani terrorists, the challenge of Fulani terrorists confronting us. So on this basis, the ideology of the agitation has to develop resistance to such encroachment, to such a challenge, confronting the society, confronting Biafran people, confronting the old Eastern region. Now, because of this new arrival of this challenge of the Fulanis, which has been there, but they try to renovate it, they try to add more fire on it when they have finally grabbed the instrument of governance in Nigeria. Then now they want to use the instrument of this governance in Nigeria to oppress everyone. So therefore they empower the Fulani militants into killing the indigenous people, into subduing the indigenous people into fear. Now, this problem of the Fulanis now facing us in agitation of Biafra now brought about launching ESN. Onye na-amara ebe mmiri nọ ma bịa adama ebe ọ nọ kwụsị. If an ideology has grown, like I said, child which is born in 1999 when this agitation started, new agitation started by Wazulike, now they must have known how to solve their problem. Now those child that are born in those age by now, in their age, must have known how to face their challenges, to resist their challenges. By now they have grown to a point where they know what is good for them and what is not good for them, and they develop resistance to anything that dares the life they are living. So now ESN was launched under the template to protect our life. ESN was not launched to protect a Fulani man, whether he is good or bad. It was launched to protect our people who are under risk of dying. Risk of dying in the farm. So that's why ESN was launched. So people must not miscalculate it that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu want to fight his enemy, his personal enemy. There is no intention of that, wanting to fight his personal enemy. But the only person that is counted enemy as an enemy in this formation is somebody who is against the people. Who is against the people? And the Fulani herdsmen were recorded as number one enemy, but they are not the only enemies. There is people also who are Igbo name, Igbo community, Igbo rulers who are also helping the activity of this Fulani. And by that action of helping the activities of the Fulanis has automatically make themselves the enemy of the people. Automatically, not the enemy of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu as an individual, as a husband, as a son to a family. We must know at this very moment what Mazen Nnamdi Kanu represent. And anytime we said Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, we mean in his capacity as a leader of indigenous people we own him responsibility and he own us responsibility. It is not by his choice. It's not going to be by his choice to listen to us. It's not going to be by his choice to implement what we want, but it is totally by our choice, because him as the leader of indigenous people is our property. We are not dictating to him how he will marry his wife, on how he will go about with his wife and his family, but we have the power to dictate for him how he offer us leadership. So he is our property in the position of leadership of indigenous people of Biafra. He is our property. We owned him. As long as he remains in that position, it is the property of Igbos, the southeastern region. Like as they said, a man is a statesman. The moment you mounted the position of power, you are no more yourself. You are totally the property of people that put you on a position, that support you in the position of that leadership. You are their instrument. You are their power. So they are the one who use you. You are not the one using them. So Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, in the position of leadership in IPOP, we are the one using him. He's not the one using us. We are using him to achieve anything that we want to achieve as regard to Biafran ideology. So we have the ownership of him in that very position. And that is why every one of us is endeavored, every one of us who are under IPOP endeavors to support, to make contribution towards that. We are not making contribution as in we are giving Mazen Nnamdi Kanu money as a person, as an individual, as a son, as a husband to a woman. No. We are contributing because Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is our property, is an our instrument. It is our own thing. It is our own thing. The way you care for your children, you pay their school fees because they are your own. The way you catered for your immediate family, for your wife, because is your wife. And so many of you can jump up and say, my wife, you touch my wife, you dear my wife. That is what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is to us under on his position as a leader of indigenous people of Biafra. He is our own property. So we contribute to take care of what is ours. I don't know if people are getting my point. Please, if you are not getting my point and you are here to listen, you can make your comment and said, I am not getting your point. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is our property. The way you will buy your car, when you buy your car, you register it under your name. It is your property. You take care of it. You service it. You buy petrol. You wash the car. You clean the car. You put a perfume in the car. The way you service it as your own, that is how Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is our own. Is somebody hearing me? Hello? Am I talking to people? The way you will buy a house, you will like to build, to maintain that house, cherish that house, because it is your own property. It is your own. If you hear that anything will happen to that house, you will always identify, you will always support, spend money, spend time to make sure things are in order in that very house. The house is being fixed, the window break, you fix it, the door break, you fix it, because you have the ownership of the house. That is what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is to us. We owned him. So because we owned him, we do everything to support. We are not supporting based that he is an individual, he is someone else. No, we see him as a property that we own, as a property that we own, as an instrument that belongs to us. Like a farmer who is going to farm, you will go to the market. Please, can you share this very video, that because I'm going to hit more point, I'm going up and all, and I will come to a point where you will just like to hear what we are saying here. Please share this very program. Now, the way a farmer, we wanted to go to farm. When you want to go to farm, you will go to market and you will buy, before you buy that knife, before you buy that cutlass, before you buy that hole, it is not you. So you don't think of it. You don't think on where to keep it. You don't think on how to take it and use it. You don't think of that. But the time you go to market because you want to farm, and you go and pay and buy the cutlass and buy the hole and return home with them and keep it in your house. From the moment you pay for it, it becomes your own. So therefore, it is under your responsibility to take care of it by all means, because it's none your own. It's not for anybody, it's for your own. So the way you take care of it, that is the way we take care of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the position of leadership of indigenous people of Biafra. He is our own. If you claim that he is your own, as you looked after your property, when the tire of your car is getting old, you change it. When the window of your house is broken, you fix it. When the door is broken, you fix it. You keep looking after what is your own. Keep looking after your property. Keep looking after your things. That is the way we do. So now, as we have the ownership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we defend him anywhere. We defend him anywhere. We support him anywhere. So, and that is what has makes his position as a leader firm. And that was what makes him work effectively for the people, work effectively for IPOP, because we own him and we support him and we take care of him and we take care of anything. So now that the IPOP agitation under the ideology of Biafra has escalated to ESN, the same way every one of us now, whether you are in IPOP, outside IPOP, or a politician or whosoever you are, now that ESN has been launched, I want to tell you more about ESN. Now, ESN was launched under a template, and that template, that structure of ESN is to do a good job. Is to do a good job. Yes. When you buy your car is meant to transport you, to ease you the stress of walking for a distance. But that very car that was meant for that good purpose can also turn against you when it being mishandled. That is why on the road there is rule for safety. Even in what is fantastic, what is good, what is beautiful, that whatever technology or formation that is beautiful, it also has the caution side of it. Caution. When you fail to apply that very particular instrument that is good, that beautiful car, when you fail to apply cautions, then it backfired. It backfired. That is what you need to know about ESN. ESN is in the platform to defend life and the property. And if ESN fail to fulfill the mission of which they are created, it will backfire on us. And when it back, yes, Maz.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt you a little. Somebody sometime when ESL was formed gave you a 3 months challenge that ESN is going to fail in 3 months. And you told the person, yes, if ESN fail, I will get back to you. Mazi, can you please give us that story a little?
Yes. Now, I was being challenged by a Biafran, a politician, a man who is against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, against IPOP, and against the formation of ESN. He challenged me and said, in 3 months, there will be nothing like ESN anymore. That those boys that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu brought out, that they will all die in 3 months. And somebody like me, which if I give you my word, I don't care again. Once I've told you the truth, I don't care again what your reason is, what your thought is. I just say the truth and I move. I say to him, I have told you all the truth that you needed to know. Do you see ESN? He said, yes. I said, ESN has come to stay. Is either we all support ESN to do the work that they comes to do, or we refuse to support ESN and the ESN will do the work that we did not create them to do. That's two things. And I will tell him that as long as ESN is involved and they got my support, that ESN will not fail. And I gave him a challenge, say in 3 months, if ESN fail, be the first person to call me. But if ESN succeeded after 3 months, I will be the one to call you. My brother, after 3 months, I called him and he told me that he is supporting ESN now, that he has come to realize that ESN has come to stay and they needed the support of all of us. I call him. His confession become different. He's now a full supporter of ESN. He has come to realize that what we are saying is right, and he is working for us now. He is working for us. So that is what happened. Thank you, Mazipat. I don't know if I have explained this very well, but I have to move on with what I'm explaining to you right now. Now, I am telling you that ESN was launched under the template to protect our life, the life of our mothers, the life of our uncles and brothers, even in the bush, against Fulani terrorists who are encroaching into our land and destroying our crops and doing that. That is a good job. And that's why every one of us are clapping for them. But there is cautions. There is cautions. And if we don't follow the caution, nothing work by itself. Everything work because people are consistently looking after it. Just the house you are living, leave that house. When you come, the house is smelling, everything is good. Leave that house for 1 month, 2 months. Come back to that house. It will not be what you left that house for. The house will not remain the same. So therefore, what am I preaching this very morning? That ESN is launched to do this good job, beautiful. Every one of us is clapping. Now it does not end to the clapping. It's the time we are now is that the revolution is on, and therefore we have to get own the ownership of this revolution. We are going to own the ownership of this revolution. The way you thought that, hey, I need to take care of my kids so that they will be good, so that they will go to school, so that they will live in a good environment. That is the way you are going to take ESN. That is the way it is designed to be taken care of. Ownership. You have to take complete ownership of ESN for it to be able to do the job in which they are created to do. Failure to do that, we all will crash. That the plane left a certain destination and was able to arrive safely in another destination, then there is caution that is being taken. Caution that is being taken. This has nothing to do with what you have about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu or what you have about any individual. I have told you that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a public property. Anytime you say Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you are actually touching public property. Public property, because he's a man. He doesn't own himself anymore. He doesn't own himself anymore. People are talking to him. People are advising him. People are calling him. People are even rebuking him. He doesn't just wake up by himself and then started doing things by himself. He is a public property. He is a property owned by the public. So he's not going to do what he wants. He does what the people want. The supporters. It's not you who are at the corner. You never supported, you never contributed, but you want him to do what you want. The people who own him, who are supporting the movement, own him, and he is doing what they want. What it is that if people doesn't like in IPOP, I want to explain something, and I just want to digress a little. Now, as a leader of IPOP, who has millions of people under his command, if there be any gang up of a few leaders who are principal officers who come together, who felt like ESN, that they don't want ESM to be armed, that they don't want ESN to be launched. Now, as a leader, he respects all the principal officers, but the only people that win that win in every decisions are the majority of the people. He cannot, Nnamdi Kanu at this stage cannot, for what few member of principal officers in IPOP. That is why you see that most people who leave IPOP are people who has been to the position of power. Because Nnamdi Kanu at this point cannot implement what few members of principal officers, few member, maybe 10, 20, 30, 50, or 100, or even 1,000 of them. He cannot afford to risk millions of people. Let's just bring it to 30 million or 40 millions of people under his command. Mazi cannot risk the 30 million people under the wish of a few principal officers who are 10, 100, or 50. It cannot. Those principal officers can go and leave IPOP, but Mazi cannot risk millions of Biafrans in the desire of few principal officers. That is what is happening. Sorry for these digressions, but I need to mention this, and people need to understand what is happening. What is happening in IPOP? When principal officer, when England when he dismantled England, he cannot risk millions of Biafrans over few people who parade themselves as principal officers, as coordinator, and what are you? He cannot risk 30 millions of Biafran. What 30 millions of Biafran want at a moment override what 100 coordinators want at a moment. So that is how IPOP is being run. So tomorrow, you can still see principal officers who will leave IPOP, forum, or who will leave the umbrella of IPOP and go and be talking jaggers and be beating around the bush as they are doing. The fact remains that few of you can never override the wishes of the millions of Biafran all over the world. And the no Biafran is more important than the other just because you are a deputy or because you are principal officer or member of DOS. You are not more superior than people who has not aimed that very post. You are sent to do a job. Like ESN was launched to do a job. So they have, for ESN to continue to be ours, they have to fall under the template in which they are created. They have to do the job that they are sent to do. If they fail to do the job they are sent to do, they are no more ours. They are now working for the benefit of some people we don't know. So now, having established this, I move forward. At this very point, for this revolution, by the launching of ESN and arm them, now, for us to succeed as a people, since it has happened, it has been launched, it is there, 10,000 men are already bearing arm, as I explained here. Now, every one of us, whether you are IPOP, whether you are not IPOP member, must have ownership of this formation of ESN. For only one reason, to make sure, like to make sure that it does not backfire on us as a people. ESN has been launched. So therefore, for ESN, you must support. I am talking this, and I believe some politicians who are putting call across are listening to me. They are listening to me, and they are listening very well. And people who makes arguments, and people who make stupid arguments of what is legal and what is not legal, and what is this. 10,000 men are already under arm. Are you going to kill all of them? Do you think you will succeed in erasing them from your community? Do you think that you can be able to wipe them away? Do you think that you can finish destroying all of them and your society will remain the same and remain safe? No. Nature does not permit that. Nature does not permit it. And that is why I am making this video today. Call to this video. Whatever it will take you to come out in support of ESN, do it now before it becomes too late. We need to own that formation. We need to look after it. We need to take care of it. We need to make every one of them under this arm understand that they are our own, that we are in a very good terms with the mission which they are sent to do. We must provide what they want. We must support them so that it will not backfire on our community, so that it will not backfire on our people. Because if you are throwing a stone in a market, do you know whose head is going to land? Why are you an Igbo man? Why are you from the old Eastern region playing as if you don't know what is happening? You are not hearing what is happening. That ESN has been launched to protect life and property, that you have to make it your own property. You have to make it you have to join all the people to make it their property. It has to be our property. It has to be our property to look after. If you don't look after your car and you are driving on the road, you are running on a very high risk. What about if there is something happen? The car will somersault. The car will, when the car is somersaulting, it will not say, because I'm somersaulting, the ions in the car will say, let me keep the man who owns me safe. Anywhere the iron cut, it will cut into your flesh. If you don't look at your house, when the house started collapsing, it will not say, oh, the person who owned me is here, that let the plank not fall into his head. It will fall on your head if you fail to look after the house, if you fail to own the house and maintain the house. Let me tell you, everybody is running in caution. You cannot say because you are a pilot, you own the aircraft, and you will fail to take cautions that when the aircraft crash, that because you are the owner of the aircraft, then the aircraft will throw you away while you
By the
didn't
way, the
take care
number,
of it.
as the number is on the screen for those who want to call in us. We'll be rounding up very
Yes, in
soon.
a few minutes. In a few minutes. So now I am telling all of you now, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is on this risk. Every IPOP family is on this very risk. Everybody who like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who does not support or who does not think good of him or good of IPOP family, you are on this risk. The PG that is parading himself and sabotaging
And
the
compiling the names of IPOB
and
and
compiling the names and
ESN.
ESN, pointing hand, pointing finger, you are on this risk. You that is the Igwe of the village, who are, I'm standing behind the governor. We must flush out. We must destroy. You are in this risk. Your village is in this risk. Your community is in this risk. Every one of us are in this revolution. All we needed is to give what the full support for this revolution to be completed, or else every one of us will come under that risk. You will record and refer to this broadcast that I am making today, that the only thing that will escape us from the rot, from the destruction, from the future destruction, is to come out and take ownership of ESN by supporting them, taking care of them, making sure that everything it takes, it requires for them to continue to function under the template in which they are created, that we provide them. That you provide them. That is what is going to save us. Or else, when it clashed, all of us will bear the consequences. All of us will bear the consequences. And that does not end there. Remember, the formation of ESN has already been established. They can never be, the aspiration can never be reduced. Rather, it will always find reason to escalate. If the whole Igbo politicians gang up against ESN formation will escalate. If the whole businessmen of Igbo land gang up against ESN, the ESN formation will escalate. If the whole diaspora people from Igbo land, from Biafra in general, gang up against ESN, the ESN will escalate. The formation is there. The idea is there. People have already been taught. It's just like some people, you went to school, they taught you how to handle computer. That knowledge that is being given to you, nobody take it away again. No matter how people try to pretend and do things, the fact remains that once that knowledge enters somebody, nobody take it away. Before that knowledge enter, you might have remedy. You might have to stop it by not letting the individuals go through that training, go through that knowledge, go through that learning. But after that individual has gone through that learning, has gone through that training, that individual is no more the same as he used to be. Even if you don't employ him, he does not change the knowledge he has about something he has gone training for. He does not change it. Any knowledge, even if you sack him out of class.
I think we have our first caller on the program. Hello, caller. Welcome to the program. Caller, can you hear me?
Hello?
Yes, go ahead. We are hearing you. Can you hear me?
Okay. I'm watching the program, which is written live. You know, sometimes the replaying of most of these programs sometimes don't make us understand if it's really live or not.
Yes.
So, watching the program where Mr. Solomon is making some explanation.
Yes.
Is that live? Live program?
It's a live program. Go ahead. Mazi, can you hear him clearly?
Okay.
Yes.
Is the sound?
I'm hearing you. Thank you very much.
Is the sound audible, Mazi Solomon?
Can you hear me?
It's very fast.
Okay. Okay, go ahead, caller. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm Mazi Godwin. I'm just listening to, I didn't come in long anyway. I'm just listening to Mazi Solomon explanation narratives. But one thing I wanted to add here is that the explanation is very, 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 very clear. But one of the problems that the politicians of the South south or Biafra side of Nigeria is having is lack of intelligence to reason out to face realities on ground. With what Mazi Solomon is explaining now, I come to be thinking all along. I've been following Mazen Nandekano for almost 3 years now. When he was, don't push this struggle to the wall. Don't push this struggle to the wall. But I think with the explanation of Mazi Solomon now, I personally, I'm trying to understand all that shout Mazen Nandekano was shouting all along the years. I'm trying to face the reality or understand the realities of that shout now, because these 10,000 people are armed already now. And these 10,000 people or more are not just people that are for the sake of fearing. And these are people who, majority of them are people who have traveled outside, see how nation work. See, if you want to survive, what we are doing in Nigeria is not the way human beings have to survive. If human beings have to survive, what we are doing in Nigeria, we are just living like animals in the zoo. And now these people have really understood that it's either we survive or we perish. It is very, very clear. It's either we survive, because if we don't survive, if we don't struggle to survive, if we fail to struggle to survive, then we struggle to survive the other way around. Because if we don't struggle to survive from this present Fulani hegemony, if we don't struggle to survive from this oppression from Nigerian government, then when we struggle to survive from this thing these guys are pushing now. So I think in my own understanding, the earlier the politicians I know most of them are listening, but when they listen, they close their eyes. I was listening to one program, one General Umahi, I come to understand that it's a brother to Dave Umahi, was like speaking like madman. These are people who will call people to know, and you want people to start respecting people like that because they have prayers, because they have power,
they are elders.
Now, what you have, people have gotten it. And people are equipped with arms. If you mismanage, if you mismanage, because these people must survive. They must survive. They must live life for what life is all about. I'm not living like animals. I'm living from hand to mouth. Many of them have traveled outside, see how life is meant to live. If you want to survive, you need hospital to survive. If you want to survive, you need money to survive. If you want to survive, you need electricity to survive. But very few people just make this thing useful to themselves only, and just purposely clutching more than millions of people into abject poverty. And in fact, with the explanation of Mazi Solomon, I come to understand very clearly that Nigeria will never remain the same again. And the quicker the Biafra side of politicians understand this way, the better. All they have to start doing now is how to contain this thing, not to escalate beyond control. And how are they going to contain this now? How they are contain this now is start normal recognition of what is on ground already. Recognize this force that is on ground already and see how to legalize it to be utilized positively. Otherwise, if it goes negatively, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Not even the North is going to be safe. Everywhere is thinking.
Thank you, caller. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for the contribution. Yeah, so like Mazi Solomon was saying, it is important that we understand the time we live in. I think we have another caller on there. Hello, caller. Welcome to the program. Good evening. Hello, caller.
Hello.
Yes, you're welcome to the program. Introduce yourself and tell us where you are calling from. The caller is having network problem. I think he's having network problem. Yeah, this caller is having network issues, so I hope that he calls back. We have another caller. Hello, caller. Welcome to the program. Hello, caller. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, welcome to the program. Good evening. It's already morning anyway. Can you hear me? This caller is not responding. Let's respond to this caller. Hello, caller. Welcome to the program.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Hello?
Welcome. Yeah, welcome to the program.
Are you hearing me?
Yeah, Biafrans are listening. Go ahead.
Okay. Good morning from here. This is about almost 1:20 a.m. here.
It's past
Hello?
20 minutes past midnight here. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I love your platform. I enjoy it, and I love the way Mazi Solomon is analyzing everything concerning ESN. Are you hearing me?
Go ahead. We are listening.
Okay. Thank you. I love the way he analyzed, explained everything concerning Mazin Africano and the ESN. The problem is, do you know why we are having problems concerning the ESN, concerning the politicians, the Eastern governors? Because they allow the hatred they have towards Mazin Africano, blackboarded them. That is why they don't want to support anything formed by Mazin Africano. Because as we are right now, ESL need to be funded. Because if anything concerning funding collapsed, Biafra land will be in problem, will be in trouble. That is why that's why ESL need to be funded. They need our support. Now they are our property. We need to take care of them by funding them financially. And then this is the right time now for the Southeast governor or the Biafran governors to support them, fund them. Because if anything happens to them, can't you see 10,000 men underarmed? It's not 10 people underarmed. It's not 10 men underarmed. 10,000.
Even one person underarmed is dangerous.
It's dangerous because of 10,000 men underarmed. That is why the hatred so they have towards Nnamdi Kanu. They need to leave that one aside. They need to support Eastern Security Network. That's the only trusted security outfit in Biafra.
Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you for that contribution.
All this Ebubagu they formed is just to destabilize Biafra. Understand? They don't have anything to do about the security aspect in Biafra.
But they cannot destabilize. They cannot destabilize ESN. Thank you very much for that contribution. Mazi Solomon, calls keep pouring in, even if it's midnight here. We have another caller. Hello, caller. It's past midnight, but people are still awake because they want to hear the good news of Biafra. Hello, caller. Welcome to the program. Hello, can you hear me? Caller, can you please talk to us? I think this caller is sleeping. We have another caller. Hello, caller. Welcome to the program. Hello. Maz, we are having issues with the calls that are coming in. Okay, hold on. Let me see if this caller can speak up this time around. Hello, caller. Welcome to the program. Can you please talk to us? We are listening to you. Go ahead. Yeah, so Mazi, I think
yes, Mazi Pat, just before the call, you can be able to get through with the caller, with the callers. I just want to say something. A politician called me and they said, "There, what use that there is what use is ESN to Igbo nation or to Biafra or to people of the southeast? What use is ESN since it's not being formed by the governors and it is not the people who are in the position who has the constitutional right that institute ESN? And what use is it for?" I said, what use is Fulani herdsmen who are bearing arms? What use are they for Igbo nation and for Igbo people? And you are talking about the outfit that is not being launched by the governors and this. The Fulani herdsmen that are bearing mass destructive weapon. Did any governor come out and say he is the one who launched them? That is the one who instituted them. And yet they are operating with this weapon conveniently in your community. You are killing your own people. And nobody has been able to arrest them. Nobody has been able to stop them. With your almighty power as a governor, as a senator, as a representative in any capacity in Nigerian government, you were not able. Governor have not entered bush, or even his boys, or even sent out the security that are guiding him. You don't need to guide me at this time. Go and get me the Fulanis that are destroying our communities and killing our mothers and raping them. None of them. Which governor, which president, which constitution institute the Fulani bearing arm, AK-47, walking in the street of Anambra freely, walking in the street of our Boeing State freely, walking in the street of Imo State freely, walking in the street of Enugu freely, walking in River State freely, in Akwa Ibom, in Delta, in Edo, carrying AK-47 against your home-based farmers, against your mother, against your father. Which governor launched them? Which governor launched them? Which constitution instituted them? This is what the answer I give. And up to now, this very answer has put that very man into sleep. Now, we must know that ESN is our own. Our own. And we need to all come out and take ownership of ESN by supporting them. By supporting them. ESN is not the property of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as a person. As a person. Mazi is the leader of Igbos, is Igbo leader, whether you believe it or not. He is a Biafran leader, whether you believe it or not. And so therefore, he is the property of the masses, is a public property. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a public property. And you need to understand it very clear. We need to take ownership of ESN by supporting them, taking care of them from all walks of life. And because of time, and the Mazi party is traveling tonight in 2 hours distance, we tend to make this program very short, and we don't want to venture into something that we cannot conclude in time.
Mazi, we have a caller already. Hello, caller. Welcome to the program.
Go on.
Hello, caller. Can you hear me? Caller, can you hear me? Hello, caller. This caller is not is not speaking up, so we have to let him go. Mazi Solomon, you're welcome back. Before we round up, we have just 5 minutes to go. Mazi, there is a question I also want to ask you. How do you see ESN in the nearest possible future? How do you see ESN? In what shape do you see ESN in the next possible future?
In my own perception, the only thing that will determine the future of ESN and the escalation that will come from ESN, the only thing that will determine the future of ESN is the way we treat them now as a politician, the way we treat them now as PG, the way we treat them now as the traditional ruler, the way we treat them now as the member of society. That is what will determine the future and the escalation that will take place through this formation of ESN. The way we treat them. If we regard them as animal, as nobody child, as we leave our support for them, that's what will determine the future. What happened? Because if ESN for one day go hungry, you can never stop them for why did they go out to look for what to eat. If you refuse to provide food, if you refuse to support and they go hungry, they are natural men, natural human beings. If you refuse to support them and they eventually, the cloth they put on them got torn and they lack the soap to shower and they lack just things to survive as a human being. If they go out to look for it, nobody should blame them or blame Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is just pure truth. That is just pure truth. And that is what I am making all the members of our society to understand, that every one of us are under this risk. No one is excluded. So you will know your responsibility and know what you should be doing at this very moment. If you are the one that have been sent message to take money to reach the hand of the people and take care of them, don't remove penny out of it. Don't eat the money, because you are the one to determine what the future of ESN should be. If they give you money to deliver or contribute money in your hand, you eat it. Then you are the one determining what the future of ESN will be. If you are a politician, you are running around, you are only looking in the side of, the law, constitution as to regard to the life of your people, then you are not living a balanced life. You are not living a balanced life. You need to be balanced. When you allowed your sense of reasoning to be balanced, a fresh idea will flow into you and you will be able to be an instrument to complete this revolution. We need to get our freedom politically. We need to get our freedom socially. We need to get our freedom in the way of governance in general. People must know and recognize us. They must recognize us, that we exist, we are people. We are not going to be the one to stand to be begging for the friendship of everybody. People should come to look for our own friendship also, because we are somebody. And that is why 10,000 men are bearing arms now. Don't miscalculate it. Everybody is a high risk and everybody is sitting on it, including governor, everybody. I had somebody who should be regarded as a leader of the people, who is coming to say all the place of your training, every intelligence has gathered, everything, that without him knowing that his own life and the life of the governors, the life of all the state actors, the life of everybody in that very place, that intelligent of the formation of ESN is also have it in the palm of their hands. Both Uwazulike, Let me call his name so that the thing will sweet him in the body. Intelligence has gathered where you are training, where your money is coming from, your operation, that intelligence has it. Have you forgotten that the intelligence of this formation?
Not even his bedroom, even where he's sleeping.
Have you also forgotten that the intelligence of ESN formation also have how you go, where you are planning to go in the next 2 months, where you will be tomorrow morning? Do you think that they are daft? Because the nature calls it that even they are down. If you bend down to look at another person bump, the cloth that cover your own also will be going up. Your own bamboo will be opening. So don't think that you are the only one who gather intelligence. Other people also are gathering intelligence. But what do you have to benefit from that crisis than saving your community? Do the right thing. Support ESN. Bring out the money for ESN. Make sure you look after them. Any person that dog sees as a stranger is somebody who has not looked after them. You cannot ask dog to look at person who is taking after him as a stranger. It never happened in the kingdom of animal. Talking of the kingdom of human being. If you looked after people, they will see you as their own. Their duty is to protect you. So your duty is to support and look after them, people who are protecting you. So when they see you, you will be welcome in their mind. They will be motivated to do everything to make sure that nothing happened to your territory. Akanli kwa akekpe akwa akanli. Onweghị onye agụpụrụ from this risk. All of us are involved. Stop yawasi ọnụ. Ask wisdom to enter you. Ask God to advise you. You need it 100%. On this note, I will be ending this very program. We will continue with some evidence that will clear your eyes on what we are explaining today. Isn't it we talk with mouth today? We are coming back to on the television for you to watch. Until I come your way again, I have to stop here because it's midnight. Mazepat has a journey of 2 hours to make this morning. I don't want him to sleep on the road while driving. So we come your way again when he's ready to bring me back. Before then, stay tuned and never forget what I have explained to you in this very program. You need to come out and join to have the ownership of ESN. When it backfired, it will fall on every one of you. Thank you so much. And God bless you.
Thank you very much, Mazi Solomon. Thank you for always coming around. I want to say thank you, fellow Biafrans. Thank you, everybody, for always coming here to listen to us. We want to say have a wonderful morning, night, or noon, wherever you might be. Until we meet again, my name remains Mazi Patrick DK, and I urge you, each and every one, to support the Eastern Security Network. Volunteer whatever you have, so that we'll make this journey easy for everybody. Protect our land and give our people the future they deserve. Thank you until we meet again. Have a wonderful night. God bless you all.
Imana nwata chọba nke ya akpọbi ya ajọ mmadụ mana nke nwa ka nwa na-achọ